Hey guys, today we're diving into NIO's market performance, addressing current uncertainties while highlighting its long-term potential, all while considering key data and technical indicators. Today, I'm going to talk about NIO and what's happening with NIO, as I want to break it down. We'll see what's going on in the market, any new technical developments, some critical data points that are emerging, and what's in store for tomorrow, because we have a lot of FED speakers lined up. So let's take a look at what's happening in the market. NIO is down 1.94% today, roughly 2%, and the market is about to close. Once again, we are observing the market for buying and selling opportunities because the market has broken some key levels. But the question is whether the market will continue to sell off or bounce back shortly. My belief is that, ultimately, there's a chance for the market to go lower. In my opinion, the market may experience a small bounce tomorrow, but from my perspective, I think the bears have the edge in this market. I'm going to explain why exactly that is and how it will impact NIO. When it comes to data that could influence the market tomorrow, we have P&I data coming out shortly after the market opens. At this time, this can create some volatility. During this time frame, I don't expect too much noise and commotion. Then there's a speech coming from Fed Schmidt later. We have several different Fed speakers coming up, and besides that, we have some data coming in that will be very important. So be prepared for it and pay close attention to it. Now when it comes to the weather, I just want to remind everyone that October is often the time when the market tries to find its balance in the first 2 weeks or so. Then in the third week, we can either go further down or sell more, and then the market bounces back. I believe that in the month of October, the market will find its bottom for the cycle, and then we will eventually see a good balance for November and December. I lean towards this scenario, but it will depend on earnings and other factors, but for now, it seems quite likely. So far, fear has been influencing the market consistently, which means there are more chances of going down, which can affect stocks like NIO. NIO has news that it is talking about NIO EC6, showing diversification in its different models and their areas, and how its performance will be better. This news is still making headlines because they are using it in this regard. The N2.0 platform, the next system they are using, is better. It charges quickly, has better performance, and comes with better driving assist features. Let's start with some good things about it, beginning with its design. It has aerodynamic design reminiscent of a high-quality sports car. Moreover, it's worth mentioning that it's very comfortable with amazing seats and some fantastic interior color options. It looks really cool. I believe this could be a significant bullish catalyst for the company in the long run. However, remember that their deliveries may be delayed a bit in September and October, but they tend to pick up strongly in November and December. So yes, there could be some downside for NIO, but everything will be fine. In my opinion, the company is likely to have a strong year-end reward. I'm very excited about how things will turn out, but speaking of NIO, the volume was only 24 million, which is quite low. There wasn't much pressure on both sides. Additionally, Deutsche Bank has a buy rating for NIO, and the price-to-earnings ratio for NIO is somewhat flat, with not much happening in terms of short sales volume. Now, I want to talk only about NIO and the market's technicals. The world's situation is as follows. As I told you yesterday, I expect a bit of downside for NIO, and that's what happened today. Now let's look at a potential head and shoulders-like pattern that has developed on the 4-hour chart. You could also say it's a larger head and shoulders-like pattern, and it's pointing further downside, possibly all the way to 7. I won't have full confidence in that yet, but I think there might be more downside ahead. I believe there could be a bit of a rebound in NIO, and it retested 8.73 off this 5 EMA and then rejected from 8.73 to 8.8. I think there could be further downside, and it might reach 8.5 or lower, and I believe the selling pressure will continue. Now, is this the end of the world? No, this is not the end of the world because NIO will see a significant bounce by the end of the year, but for now, it will continue to sell off. What will happen is not just an attack on NIO. The entire stock market is selling off because we are witnessing a significant change in sentiment. Stock seems a bit weak right now because we're seeing a shift in the trend. It hasn't completely broken down yet because we have a cup and handle pattern at our disposal, but you should also observe how it reacts to this pattern. I hope you'll be prepared for this rebound, and then we can explore its selling potential. I also believe that the broader market could have a significant impact on this. NIO might experience a rebound and retest towards 8.73 or 8.8. Then it could start selling off, potentially reaching around 8.5. If that doesn't hold, we might look at 8.25 or lower. So I'm somewhat leaning in this direction. I think it's very likely to happen. But for NIO, I believe there could be a short-term downside. But in the long term, I am still bullish on NIO. This is because the fundamentals are still very strong, and I think its deliveries will be very strong by the end of the year. So, let's look at the minor dip in the short term, but for the long term, I remain very optimistic about NIO, and I see a lot of potential in its share price in the coming times. Let's see a small rebound, then watch for the dip as the days go by, and then we will continue from there. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.